Welcome to another episode of foodbeyonditsnutrition.com, and today we are making spicy stuffed crab. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and every time I upload a video you'll be notified. Star of the show, some lumped crab meat. I've got some finely minced garlic, I have a pat of butter here, and I have some thyme, some fresh thyme leaves, about a pinch of fresh thyme leaves. I have some red onion. I actually wanted shallots, didn't have any, so I used red onions, finely diced. You can use any onion that you have. I have some lime zest, or the zest of a lime. I've got some lime juice here, and all the ingredients, the measurements will be listed on my website in the recipe. Here I have my jalapeno peppers. I've got my red Fresno peppers, my green jalapenos. They're finely diced, need to be. And I've got some chopped parsley. I've got my cream cheese and some chili oil. I've got some smoked paprika here, and it's the sweet kind, not the hot kind. I have some black pepper, and guys, salt. Use salt with discretion, because the cheese and the crab meat have salt. Now, the other star of the show are your shrimp. I have some colossal shrimp and some super colossal shrimp. Colossal shrimp are about 13 to 15 a pound, and super colossal shrimp are about 12 to 13 a pound. So guys, the first thing we're going to do is melt some butter, and then we're going to soften our aromatics, the garlic, the onions, and the jalapenos. The cream cheese we're actually going to put in a bowl, and we're going to soften that some more in a bowl, and then we'll add the crab meat, and we'll add all the other ingredients, the lime zest, and the parsley. So here we're going to saute. We're going to melt some butter, or melt the butter, and then we're going to add the onions to it. That's the first aromatic I'm going to add. And guys, it's really important to remember that we're only trying to soften this. We don't want any color on it. We don't want to caramelize it. None of the above. Now, one of the things that I like to do is season as I go. And so I'm going to give this a sprinkle, the onions, a sprinkle of salt. Not only is it seasoning as I go, which I think is important, because you don't do that all at the end. I'm adding black pepper here. It allows you to build flavor as you go. The salt that I added just a while ago actually helps to bring out the natural sweetness of the onions. Now we're going to add the other aromatics, the garlic and the actual Fresno peppers. Once again, we are not trying to brown this. We only want to take the edge off. Cooking these, just mixing these into the cream cheese and the crab meat, it doesn't have long enough to cook in the oven to take the edge off. So we're going to cook this down, and once it has softened, and that's all you're looking for, we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to allow it to cool off. You won't be able to add this if it's hot to the cream cheese. It will melt your cream cheese, so you actually don't want to do that. So guys, once again, we're going to allow this to cool, and we will move on to the next step. Guys, while the aromatics are cooling, we're going to actually prepare the cream cheese portion of this recipe. Once again, all the ingredient listings are found on the website, on my website, in the recipe. I'm going to use the spatula, the back of the spatula, to smooth the cream cheese out some more. This actually will help the process help in the process of mixing in the crab meat. So I'm going to add my parsley. I'm going to add my lime zest, and then I'm going to add my cooled aromatics. And just so you know, I actually added the thyme to this off camera. So I'm adding all my aromatics. They are cool. Actually, they're kind of cold, and so that way it won't melt the cream cheese. So I'm going to change from the spatula, because it's actually easier for me at this point to use the spoon to mix the aromatics in and the zest, lemon zest in, the lime juice. I said lemon zest, the lime zest, the lemon juice. And I'm adding here some more black pepper and some more salt. Once again, remember that there's salt in the cheese and there's salt in the crab meat. It's naturally salty. So we're going to mix this in, guys, and it's so important that it is thoroughly mixed in. I mean, really mixed well, so you don't have clumps of cream cheese, or you don't have lumps of aromatics. Everything needs to be mixed in so it's smooth. Now, because I'm going to add the crab meat now, I'm going to actually change back to the spatula. And it's really important that you don't crush the crab meat to oblivion. It needs to have some body, although there are some serious big lumps in this crab meat. But you need to fold it in, guys. So you need to go from underneath and flip the spatula around. Underneath and flip the spatula around. Very, very, very important. Once again, you don't want to crush up all the crab meat. You want some of the integrity to remain. So guys, I'm going to give it a quick taste to see what it needs. And I realized I hadn't added my smoked paprika. So I'm going to put in the smoked paprika, and once again, all the measurements are on the website, on my website, foodbeyonditsnutrition.com. You get all the actual ingredient amounts there. So I'm going to give that a good mix and give it another taste. And it was missing something. Dijon mustard to the rescue. And that was absolutely perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. Stuffing, I've popped that into the refrigerator. Now let's get the shrimp prepared. So to prep the shrimp, you need to make sure you hold on to the tail bit. You need that bit, and remove the shell. You need the top bit. You need the tail portion of the shell on, so the shrimp will stand up when you stuff it. It will just help keep the integrity of the dish together. So you can peel from the front, but as this shrimp has been deveined and split, I'm going to go from the back, once again making sure that I hold on to the tail of the shrimp, because I need to keep that. Now these shrimp have been deveined, and it's really important that you actually go back in and you check to make sure that they're deveined properly and give them a good wash. Right, here I've done so. The shrimp are deveined, they're washed, they're clean. And now we're going to get ready to butterfly the shrimp. Now, you don't want to actually cut the shrimp all the way through. So what you're going to do, and the angle for me, guys, and the camera, I realized was really wrong. But what you're going to do is, I'm going to flip the shrimp round here. It'll be easier this way. But you're going to use either a paring knife or whatever you're comfortable with. Remember, safety is key. But you're going to just lightly draw the knife down the middle, the split of the shrimp. And this will allow it to stand up. Sometimes you need to give it a little press. Now, typically, once I got myself together here, this is how I would hold the shrimp to do it. Bearing in mind that the knife's sharp, very gentle pressure, just cut ever so slightly. You don't want to cut all the way through, just ever so slightly. Turn the shrimp round, give it a press, and hey presto, the shrimp will stand up. And that's what you want it to do. You want it to curl over and stand up. So now I've actually prepped all the shrimp. I've butterflied all my shrimp. And now we're going to get ready to stuff the shrimp. Now you can actually give it a good season with, like season oil and all that jazz. But I just use salt and pepper. There's enough going on with the shrimp stuffing. I don't want it to compete. So here, a little bit of salt and pepper. Make sure that's worked in. And then, guys, we're going to get ready to stuff the shrimp. Okay, guys, I have a half cookie sheet here. And I'm going to actually drizzle this with my homemade chili oil. Just another layer of flavor, as this has all different spices in that oil, including chili. I'm going to actually put all of the butterflied shrimp onto the cookie sheet. And I'm going to kind of, put it into the oil and move it about so the entire base is covered with oil. One of the things that I do suggest is that you put all the shrimp on the cookie tray so that you're ready to fill. Sometimes you have to press the end like you see me do here, and that will allow the tail to sit up, which is what you need. So I'm going to take some of the crab meat and I'm going to make a ball, and I'm going to put that onto the base of the shrimp and gently press the tail into the crab meat. Now, I could have used breadcrumbs, I could have used crackers, I could have used panko in this, but all I wanted was the crab meat and the aromatics. So once again, you make a ball, you put it on the base, and you put the tail, you gently press the tail into your crab meat stuffing. I'm going to do one of the smaller shrimp, and yes, there's smaller shrimp on the tray, if you can believe it. And this one's going to be truly loaded. Put it on the base and press the tail into it. So guys, I'm going to go ahead on and finish up the shrimp, and then they will be ready for a preheated oven. 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 minutes, guys. You'll know when the shrimp is done. It will turn from that gray color to a beautiful white, an opaque white color with coral and pink accents. And here it is, guys. Look at that coralish, that orangey coral, pinky color. These shrimp are done and done to perfection, guys. This is my recipe for spicy crab meat stuffed shrimp. And guys, they're absolutely, they are yummy. Here I've got it served with some corn risotto and some brocconcini. You can find this recipe and more at foodbeyonditsnutrition.com.